You're listening to Empty Nexters, a podcast about finding joy, beauty, and wonder in the next season of life. What's your next? Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Empty Nexter podcast. Today is a little bit different of a day because today, guess what? I turned 60. That's right. I'm not sure when it happened. I know when it happened. Today, August 16th, 1966, Shelly was born. That's right. And I just thought, wow, when I was like 20, I thought 60 was ancient. I was thinking, wow, that's so far away. And here I am finally joining the 60 club. And I feel like I'm an adult now for some reason. I don't know why. But I thought, wow, I could spend a lot of time asking, where did the years go? And sometimes I do that, especially when I look at my kids. I could think about what I haven't accomplished and what I wished I'd done differently. You can sit down and I was up early this morning riding my bike and looking out the window and just reflecting on the year and praying about what's coming ahead. But I thought, you know what? I could do 60 things on the podcast of things I'm grateful for. That would be a very long episode. But then I thought, nope, I'm just going to do 6 things that 60 years has taught me to be grateful for. So let's dive in. And I hope that some of these things resonate with you, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or beyond. So let's start with number 1. I'm grateful for where I've been. That's right. Psalm 107:1 says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good and his love endures forever." My perspective on this is we could look back and say, oh, now I see. I may not see everything, but I see enough to realize this statement, God was always there. So I'm grateful for where I've come from, looking back as a child and my testimony of how the Lord rescued me. And I'm sure if you sat long enough, and no matter what age you are at this moment, you look back and say, God was there all along. Sometimes when we feel like, where is he? I'm praying and I feel like my prayers are hitting the ceiling or I'm not seeing things move. Just remember, he is and always will be there. He always will be there. And I'm so grateful for that. The next one I'm grateful for is who I've become. Now, let me tell you that something. I don't say that in a bragging way or an arrogant way. That's probably the hardest thing for me to say, coming from just the history of insecurity and feeling insignificant. I'm grateful for who I am right now. Am I perfect? Oh, no. Am I working on it every day? We all are. We are all on that road of, being more like Christ. So I've realized through every decade, the 20s were, whoa, that was interesting. The 20s. Yep, I got married at 21, so I was figuring out how to be a young wife. I had my first child, I think, at 23. And so from 20s to 40s to 50s, wow, a lot happened. But then at 60, something kind of clicked, maybe about 58, 59, maybe about the time I started this podcast and started learning some things that I'm growing in along with you. Is you learn to say no. That's right. You say no without guilt. That's been hard, but I'm learning. You learn that protecting your peace isn't selfish at all. And remember, boundaries are good. And the wisdom is one of the best gifts of getting older. I'm grateful for who I've become. I don't have it all figured out. I just need to keep becoming. And maybe that someone needs to hear that today. Maybe you need to hear that you don't have to have it all figured out, but you just need to become who God made you to be. I don't know what that is or who that is for you, but I've realized that I just want to be a daughter of the King. I want to love well. I want to serve well. I just want to make my Father proud. And I know everyone listening to me today feels the same way. So I am grateful for who I've become. Still on the journey of becoming, though, right? The third thing, I am grateful for what my body has carried me through. Oh, y'all, listen, we can hang here for a long time. I could definitely feel it at 60. I know you guys have been on the journey with me with some of my knee issues. You've obviously heard the episode about knee replacement. I could spend a lot of time criticizing all the changes, like the wrinkles, the gray hair, the extra pounds, the aches, and this beautiful scar I have on my knee. But things that don't move quickly like they used to would frustrate me. But I want to look at it differently. Instead of looking at my body and thinking about everything I don't like, oh, how many times have we stood in front of the mirror and criticized ourselves? Or even today, just being super real, I saw myself on video, and guess what I did? I saw all the flaws in me instead of just seeing someone that God made and in his image. I went straight for the negative. I'm still growing. But you know what? I need to remember that this body has carried me through 60 years. And Psalm 139:14 says, I will praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Oh, we need to remember our body has gotten us this far. Now, I do want to say, I have fought very hard from about 45 on to really fight for my health. I've had some friends around me to encourage me. So it's up to us how our body responds. Remember, as we get older, there's going to be those things that happen as a part of the aging process. I want to go into the next 10 years as healthy as I can. So that's something we have to fight for. I encourage everybody listening, make it a priority. Get your rest. Say no when necessary. Eat healthy. Exercise. Stay connected to Jesus and stay in his community and put yourself around people that are walking the same journey and they will encourage you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. The next one, number 4, I'm grateful for the ordinary. That's right. I think this might be the biggest lesson I've learned. A cup of coffee, a quiet morning, a good conversation, music that takes me back and makes me dance, laughter with someone I love, and a comfy bed and a phone call from a friend. Not having to rush anywhere. That's that retired life. I hope all of you can join me soon. These things don't seem extraordinary, but they are. Because we spend so much of our lives waiting for those big things like vacation and retirement and those kids to grow up. We're waiting for the next chapter. I've caught myself doing that. And sometimes we miss the chapter that we're actually supposed to be in at the moment, like being present. I remember towards the end of my journey with my job, I was like, I just really want to focus on being present in the moment. Like if I'm having a conversation, look at someone in the eye and listen to them, not think about where I need to be or what I need to be doing. Just be present. Psalm 118:24 says, This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So it teaches us to take notice of this day because I feel like ordinary doesn't mean this word insignificant. Sometimes ordinary is where I think we find the greatest gifts. Oh, I'm okay with that these days. I can't say I was always okay. I was always chasing for the next thing or trying to feel valued or affirmed, or if I do more, I get more praise. I mean, it's just sometimes ordinary is okay. And not that you don't want to excel and not that you want to be stagnant or anything like that, but ordinary isn't bad. Number 5, I'm grateful for what God is still doing. Now, this is where turning 60 really gets exciting for me because I don't believe purpose has an expiration date. We've said that several times on the podcast. It does not have an expiration date. Nope. I don't believe that because we're getting older, we're supposed to sit down and say, well, I guess that's a no. How many times have you done that? It didn't go your way. Maybe you didn't get the response you wanted or whatever the excuse is, and you just sit down and go, meh, I'm done. No, there's no expiration date. Maybe you need to sit down and just reframe or regroup, or maybe the season wasn't time. Maybe you got out too soon. I think there can be something incredibly powerful about this season that we're in right now. And I'm talking about every age, the season you're in, whether it's 20 and on. Because maybe we finally have the wisdom to know what we want to give our energy to. Maybe my 40 somethings go, hey, I really know what I want to give my time and my energy to. Maybe we finally have the courage, listen, to stop living for other people's expectations. Oh man, that's so freeing. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, but you also don't want to live by expectations that you just can't meet. And maybe we finally have the freedom to pursue the things God's putting in our hearts. Isaiah 43:19 says, see, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Don't you perceive it? Because God didn't say, listen carefully. I'm only doing new things in young people. Nope. I'm pretty sure there's a verse in Isaiah that says, if you wait on the Lord, He will renew your strength. You will mount up like wings of eagles. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. That's right. Teach me, Lord, to wait, no matter what age you are, no matter what the season. I just want to say that that's the most encouraging thing. We want the generations to know that God's doing great things in all of us. But I don't want to wait to spend this season until I'm comfortable. Nope. I don't want to keep saying, maybe someday, maybe when I am at the perfect weight. Maybe when I have money to buy all the cool clothes that people, if they see me at the perfect weight and the right outfit, they'll think I'm significant and they'll listen to what I have to say. Well, believe me, that's a scenario I've had in my brain probably over the course of my life a million times. I had to look the part to be listened to. I don't want to do that anymore. Why not do it now? What are we waiting for? God says, go. He will prepare us. God said, Peter, come on out on the water. He came out. He could have stayed in that comfortable boat. That's a mouthful, comfortable. So the last thing is number 6, I'm grateful for what's still ahead. That's right. If you're listening and you're approaching 60, or if you've already passed it, or maybe you're nowhere near it, don't let the number tell you that your life is supposed to look a certain way. You're still capable of making a difference. You're just getting started on something that couldn't have happened 20 years ago because I don't think you were ready. I don't think I was ready at 40. At 40, I was still, my kids, I still had a couple kids at home in high school, and I was kind of starting the menopause thing, and there was a lot going on. I was still working. I think we have to look back and just consider the time and season that we're in. But just because we're in that season doesn't mean we don't keep saying yes to Jesus and what He's called us to do. Sometimes being uncomfortable is okay. Step out of the boat and let God use you and let Him show you how faithful He is to be there every step. So here's the 60-year-old perspective. I want to leave you with a challenge. I want you to take some time this week and ask yourself, what has life given me? Who has loved me, and what have I learned, and what ordinary things bring me joy? Write it down. Start a journal every day. Is it the ordinary things of having coffee with a friend, or like me, when you get to the end of the day, which is getting earlier and earlier, by the way, and you slide into your comfy robe and your slippers and you get your word search out and you just wind down for the day? What has God brought you through? And what is He still doing? And what might still be ahead? What is God still inviting me into? But are we listening? The invitation's there, but we have to listen. If there's one thing I want you to remember from today's episode, it's this. Whatever chapter you're in, let's be grateful for where we've been. Let's be present for who we are and courageous enough to step into what's next. Because your next chapter just might be the one you've been waiting for. Oh, Empty Nexters, I hope you've enjoyed celebrating my birthday with me. 60 is going to be great. And whatever age you are, embrace it. Don't look at your body and don't look at what you don't have, or don't criticize yourself. I'll do it if, I'll do it when. Let's do it now. Let's become a community of Nexters that go out and live their best next with joy, courage, and purpose today. Have a great one.